Hello guys, hope everyone is doing well. Today I'm going to be talking about sulfur spring. A sulfur spring is basically a pool that has been created by um, a volcano's eruption. The largest sulfur spring is called the Frying Pan Sulfur Spring that is located in New Zealand. The hottest sulfur spring is about 459 degrees Fahrenheit, which is equivalent to 237 degrees Celsius. Today, I will be specifically talking about the Sulfur volcano, which is located in the city of Sulfur, which were the capital of St. Lucia back in the 1800s. That was given the name by the French. So, Sulfur sulfur spring has been created about 300,000 years ago. It is a huge section crater collapse distributing lava. The volcano has been dormant for about 259 years ago. That means it hasn't had any activity since around that time. Now, don't be confused. Don't be confused with dormant volcanoes. Just because a volcano is dormant doesn't mean that it cannot erupt. It just means that the volcano hasn't had any eruption from a couple hundred years ago or about that time. So, between 1836 and 1840, the sulfur spring has been a mine that was, of course, controlled by the French, according to Adam and Phoebe in their article in The Great Wide. The temperature of the sulfur spring is about 170 degrees Celsius. The volcano has two large domes in the island, which are called the Piton. There are two large lava domes. Qualipo, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, is actually the actual name given to the volcano where the sulfur spring has been created. The volcano is measured about 3.5 by 5 kilometers, which makes the sulfur spring about 200 meters by 100 meters. The scent of the sulfur spring, most people will say that it smells like rotten eggs, and that is because of the hydrogen sulfide. It is a colorless and flammable gas that you can't really see, and it is actually good for relaxing your blood vessels, improving blood flow, and potentially lowering your blood pressure. Hydrogen sulfide can also protect your vessels from oxidative stress. The volcano has numerous hot springs, fumaroles, boiling springs, and mud pools. According to the geochemical monitoring of the sulfur spring in St. Lucia, implication of health and studies, there are numerous dangers associated with the sulfur, which is like the geothermal area. Let's see. The sulfur spring can be triggered by landslide that will make it dangerous. So that it's because the lava, when it rises, it releases gas, and then that gas, when it gets into the atmosphere, it can be dangerous for other animals, plants, and of course human beings. So I've actually went into the sulfur spring, and it in fact do smell like rotten eggs, but you'll get used to the smell because it's pretty hot. So there are 3 different pools. Each pool has a different temperature. The sulfur spring is actually a great way for relaxation because the heat, it calms the body down and so forth. So iron iron the iron and the sulfur combined together is what gives it that color, the blackened color. um the sulfur spring, it's also filled with chemicals like magnesium, calcium, um and so forth, which helps you sorry, keep saying it helps you exfoliate your skin. So there are many benefits to the sulfur spring, and there are also disadvantages because it can also be dangerous. Before, a couple years ago, you were able to like walk into the volcano, into the crater, but they stopped it because one of the tour guides, he fell in trying to prove a point that it can hold his weight, and ended up suffering second degree burns up onto by a little past his waist. Sulfur is also the only volcano that is drive through. You can drive in to the actual volcano, which is why it is so popular. Hope you guys decide to take a trip to see for yourself, and I hope you guys enjoyed listening about the volcano and the sulfur spring. Thank you and have a good day.